Morning, good day, good evening. This is YieldMaxMindset coming to you with week 52. So this is actually a year that I've been dropping content, journaling my financial journey from being in debt to millionaire status. Hasn't quite worked that way out, and made it that way in 1 year, but we're here. All right. So with that being said, let's take a quick review of my channel here. All right. So let's go lifetime. All right. So here's channel analytics. I don't really look at a lot of this data, but it's here. All right, so it says that my channel has gotten 332,312 views so far. So I created a channel. Let's see here. See what I got here. Let's do this. Let's do this right here. All right. So created this channel and back in July 31st of 2024. But I didn't drop my first video until September the 1st or the 2nd, I believe it was, right? So it's been a year. Nevertheless, it's been a year and I've still learning. It's getting to where my main focus was really to be focusing on investing. And then I was like, me, I don't like taking notes, so to speak. So I'm like, how can I video record what I'm doing and have archive my journey from point A to point B or C, you know? So I said, I'll just do it on YouTube. And I wasn't initially comfortable with sharing everything that I share with you all. I really wasn't comfortable with it at first, but the more I did it, the more I said, you know what have I got to lose? I'm going to share it. Because you can see my YouTube channel is faceless. So um, I know 98, 99%, I won't probably run into any of you guys. Who knows? Who knows, right? But, I wanted to be able to share without putting a face to it. And so this is my channel sharing as much as I can share with you all without revealing personal data about myself. So that way, I try to show as much as I can so that you know that what I'm saying is real. Um, but anyway, let's review this channel, right? We ain't gonna try and take long. If we do, then we have to split this video up and drop it. All right. So as I was stating, it's saying that I've gotten 332,312 views so far, and for me, I had no idea how this channel was gonna do. I really didn't. I had no idea. Um, but here we are. So you can see back here, right? This is like July the 31st. I created it on July the 24th, I think it stated. And I didn't drop my first video until right here, Monday, September the 2nd, 2024. And I said, well, I ain't gonna release this video until September the 2nd again. So that was gonna be Tuesday. But I was like, no, last year on the 2nd was was Labor Day. And so I was like, let's do it. So I was actually gonna go to bed. but but I said, nah, let's go and do it. So first of all, let me say I appreciate you all stopping by, viewing the content. You don't have to. You don't even have to subscribe. You don't even have to like. You don't even have to watch it. It's really there for me to chronicle my journey, so I can look back on it 5, 10 years from now and see what my mindset was, see what I was getting into, what I could have done better, and be able to share with children. Um, Say, hey, this is what your father did. Share with family. Say, hey, this is what your brother. This is what your brother did. This is what your uncle did. Show my parents, hey, this is what your son did. You know, because if they saw what I was doing, they would be like, boy, stop it. You're wasting your money. So, but I'm learning. It's been a journey, and I've gotten great feedback from you all. Um, some of you all are very smart, very intellectual about investing. Some of you do options. Um, I don't know how to do options, and due to the time constraint and the situation I am, I don't have enough time to really just dive into it because I really don't have enough time to dive into these ETFs that I'm in now. And now, when I got back in, that was only maybe a handful, with YieldMax. That was one or two, Tesla, OARC, and I think Coney came along shortly thereafter, and that was it. And now the landscape has changed so much with YieldMax. They have so many ETFs that they've brought onto the market, and so has other hedge funds like Round Hill, Curve. Um, can't think of any right now. Yield Boost, Granite Share, Bitwise. So there's a lot that's out there that have gotten um, have started to do what YieldMax is doing. I don't know if YieldMax was originally the first one, but they were the first one that I came across. I was with the stock with USOI before I found YieldMax. And so I was familiar with getting monthly ETFs, but it was still in my mind. It was still unbelievable that this was possible. And it actually wasn't an ETF. It was an ETN, which is an exchange traded note. Basically, it's just debt. And so, yeah. All right, but let me get on. Let me just show you the stats and quit talking here. All right, so watch time, lifetime. We're at, I guess this is lifetime in hours, 9.4K. So that's 9,400 hours of watch time. I appreciate it. I even watch some of my own videos sometimes, right? Subscribers, 3.2, 3.2 subscribers. Wow, I would have never thought when I started I would have gotten this much, right? So it's been phenomenal. All right, and revenue. So I just got this is July the 4th, so of this year. So this is where I got at actually crossed the threshold for I guess the number of watch hours and number of subscribers, and I was accepted, got monetized. Um, so all my videos up really from July the 4th on out. When I began to publish those were um, part of the process of being monetized. Now, all past videos from inception to now, and from inception to July the 4th, um, those are past videos. They are monetized, but um, they just recently got monetized. So the views on those are probably very minimal, and so there's no revenue really probably coming from those. All right. But you can see here I've earned $174.21. I'm thankful for the small amount. It shows here there's 3,190 subscribers. It shows currently if I can get this out of the way where I can see. Currently, there are 21 people currently watching this something of mine right now. All right, so the time is 2:35 Eastern and 1:35 Central Standard Time. So somebody's probably at work or up late tonight, and they're actually watching this content. So that's 33, uh, 48 views there. So look like about maybe 30, 40 views at any given time, right? All right, so my most watched video is this one, Misty Dividend Payment $2,938. This video was published, I believe, October the 24th of 2024. And this video actually has 93,283 views. It boggled my mind that people were still watching this video. It was a short that was published last year in October. 93,000 views. Yeah, so that was so it looked like all majority my views like they have come from short videos. I don't actually see a full long content video that's listed amongst the top 10. All right. All right. So let's go here. Content. All right. All right. So here it shows that my views, 78% of those views are from the lifetime perspective. 78% of those views are shorts, and 22% is long content. All right. You can see that I publish almost an equal number of shares. From what I've seen, I generally publish 2 videos a week and post um, 2 shorts. And um, there may be a few times a week I may post a few more shorts, but generally it's a minimal. Generally 2 posts, 2 shorts, and 2 long, uh, 2 videos, 2 long content videos. Right. All right. It shows that in the first 28 days, so that's not long. That's not lifetime. But it shows that my view, like most of my viewership is coming from short, and you see what comes from videos. All right, so it says here that viewer access format. I mean, viewers across format. So you can see here that 53% of the content is shorts. People that are watching shorts and long-term content is 25%, and videos only is 22%. It says most how views find you. It's showing here that browse feature, YouTube search, channel page, short feed. There's impression, top remix videos. All right, let's see here. Audience. Did I skip something from here? Oh, so I think it's just breaking it down by video, right? So 73,000 coming from long content. I'm not saying that right, am I? And shorts, 253,000 views. That is a lot. You all, I appreciate you watching the short content. Appreciate it. Post impressions, 117,000. 2.9K likes, and 233 subscribers. All right. Audience. All right. Monthly audience is 10,000.7K. Trying to get this out of the way. All right. Like most of you all are watching it from what, noon to about probably 8 or 10 o'clock p.m. Of course, that's just a given, right? All right, it says subscribers who turn on all notification for your channel. Like that number is 328, and that's 10%. Subscribers who turn on all notification for your channel and enable YouTube notification, 221 of you all, 6.9% out of the 3.2 thousand. All right, so it shows that 62% of you all who watch are not subscribed, and 37.4% of you are subscribed. Most of my content is coming from the United States, 4.2%, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom, and Thailand. All right, so by gender, age, and gender, it shows that my female audience is 2.6%, and 97.4% of you all are male. All right, by age, it shows that 25 to 34% of you is the majority, 37.1%, and the second majority is the 35 to 44-year-olds. All right. All right, revenue. As we once again, just $174 in the past 2 months, right? Shows here that in July, I made $94.31, and in August, $79.89 from long content, $160.57. Short content, $13.64. All right. So watch pay 160.57. Shorts 13.64. And super gifts, I don't have any super chats or merchandise or anything like that. Okay. All right. So it's not a lot, but that is an overview of my channel content. It's probably not much. I don't know if there's more I could show you. But let's get to our portfolio review. All right. Robinhood. All right. So you can see investing. That value's at 50,938. Now, if you take that and the margin that I've used, it's at about 166,000. I know some of y'all only see here because it only shows the investing amount. But if you include the margin, it's 166,000. All right. So speaking of that, total margin available is $128,729. We've used $114,162. All right, so our interest rate is at 5.25. Our daily interest is at 16.5. Right? So total margin used, margin available, you see there. And also set limit borrows. Y'all probably say I should. All right, so my buffer is at $6,300 at 12.9%. All right, let's see here. All right, so let's hit we're going to cover every position right quickly. We won't just dwell maybe on the one except for the ones that pay dividends. All right, so my biggest position, as majority of you all know, is Coney. Market value stock is at 6.86. My market value is at $79,577. I'm down $45,000. My average cost is $10.78 for 11,600 shares, and that is 48.20% of my portfolio density. So it is a major player in my portfolio. Next, we have Alti is at 568. My market value is at over $8,500. I'm currently down over $2,000. My average cost is at $7.06 for 1,500 shares. All right, Misty. Misty is at $15.53. My market value is at $15,200. $15,527. We're currently down over $10,000. My average cost is $25.70 for 1,000 shares. Next, we have Platy, PLTY. It's at $60.75. My market value is at $13,972. We're down over $1,200. Average cost is $66.21 for 230 shares. Next, we have Palantir. This is not a dividend paying stock. It's more so of just a swing trade. All right, so it's at $156.46. My market value is at $23,468, and we're up we're up over $3,700. All right, so my average cost is $131.63 for 150 shares. All right, next we'll have Hood. No, Hootie, not Hood. The underline is Hood. All right, so it's at $63.30. Our market value is at $696.77. We're currently up just over $7. Average cost is $62.60 for 11 shares. Next, we have AMDY. It's at $7.93. Market value is just over $5,300, and we're down over $2,700 in this position. Average cost is $11.97, and we have 680 shares. Next, we have Tesla. Tesla. It's at $7.90. Our market value is over $1,400, and we're currently down $689. Average cost is $11.73 for 180 shares. Next, we have SMCY. It's at $14.60. We have a market value of just over $2,000, and we're currently down over $1,500. So our average cost is at $25.78 for 140 shares. Next, we have Supermicro Computers, SMCI, $41.46. Our market value is just over $2,000, and we are down just over $800. Our average cost is at $58.61 for 50 shares. Next, we have YieldMax. It's at $9.80. Market value is at $607. We're down $268. Our average cost is $14.13 for 62 shares. All right. Our next position is YieldMax. It's at $12.71. Our market value is at $635, and we're currently down $143. Our average cost is $15.59 for 50 shares. Next, our swing position is SoFi. It's at $25.45. Our market value is at $636, and we're up $131. Our average cost is $20.18 for 25 shares. Next, we have AIYY. It's at $2.65. Market value is at $530, and we're down $384. Our average cost is $4.57 for 200 shares. Next, we have Round Hill XPay. It's at $53.64. Our market value is at $587, and we're currently down $22.93. Our average cost is at $55.73 for 10.96 shares. Next, we have Bitwise. Bitwise Mara. All right, stock symbol is IMRA. All right, it's sitting at $36.83. Our market value is at $2,209, and we are currently down $313. My average cost is $42.05, and we have 60 shares. Next, we have Bitwise Coney version. It's ICOI. price is sitting at $36.50. Our market value is at $2,555, and we're currently down $786. Our average cost is $47.71 for 70 shares. Next, we have Bitwise Misty, Mister. Their version of Misty is iMist. All right, it's at $37.30. Our market value is at $37.30, and we are down $12.97. Our average cost is $50.23 for one share. Next, we have a swing trade for 22nd Century Group. Down bad in this position. Should have never got in this one. All right, so its stock price is at $1.75. Our market value is at $279, and we're down $935. Our average cost is $7.60 for 160 shares. All right, and our last position in Robinhood is Webull. It's at $13.69. Market value is at $2,738. We're currently down $472 for an average cost of $16.05 for 200 shares. Next, we have our Charles Schwab account. All right, our total account value is at $3,764, and this is a cash account only. This is not margin. This is just strictly cash, right? All right, so we have cash available to invest, $49. All right, we're down in this account $311. Our total cost basis in this account is $4,027.48. All right, so you can see my current position here. We have 32 shares, Kavana 6 shares. We have a round hill position here with a weekly player, which is their version of Robinhood. It's a weekly, 7 shares. We have Bitwise, ICOI, 15 shares. Morrow, 28 shares. Marnie, 8 shares. Misty, 22 shares. And we have another round hill position here, their version of Platy, PLTW. We have 10 shares. And we have YieldMax version of Palantir, excuse me. PLTY, we have 5 shares. We have SMCY, 16 shares. We have Ulti, 21.7 shares, and Yeeth, 10 shares. And our biggest position, cost base wise, is going to be Morrow, $613.88. Our percentage of account is going to be majority in ICOI and Morrow. All right, so that's that. All right, so now let's take you to my crypto position. All right, so our account value now is at $96,880. All right, so we saw this past week, this account got up as high as I can recall, I think it was maybe 113,000, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So let's see, let me move this out of my way where I can show you this. All right, so right here we got it's showing here 42,000 in Kronos, Ethereum, $2,700, PayPay, over $1,400, Polygon, $94, a bunch of small positions. All right, but let's get to my major position in crypto, which is going to be Kronos. And as some of you all know, that crypto.com went in with Trump Media Company, and Trump Media Company bought 6.42 billion, or will be buying that, a CRO. They're making CRO a treasury. All right. So I happen to have been investing in Kronos since 2018, basically when they named the Staples Center, crypto.com arena. All right, so you can see here I have 299,346 CRO tokens, right? All right, it shows my earn wallet, what percentage is in there, and my crypto wallet, what percentage is in there, making up the 299,000 tokens, right? So total profit, well, unrealized profit here sits at $61,344. So I have invested just shy of 30,000 into this CRO account, and we are pretty much doubled our money here right now, 61,314. This did get up as high as I saw it get up high as I believe 80,000. May have hit 83, but I know for sure it crossed over and hit $81,000 in profit. All right. So I didn't sell any, haven't sold any. I do have a good portion staked, so I don't know exactly the amount of tokens that I have free available, but I do have um, some staked. And I did find out that in crypto.com, of course, you can buy stocks, right? So I'm able to use this CRO, this value, and actually buy stocks if I wanted to. I didn't. I, I knew I had this, but I thought I was going to have to invest my cash money or something like that. But it would actually let me have transfer this value of CRO over into dollars, and then from dollars into the stock. So this is a if it continues to increase in value, excuse me, this would be a backup and a potential. I would use this to buy more dividends, right? More ETFs. Um, if 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 somehow my Robinhood account should get any worse to where I need some money, I could use this money sitting over here in my crypto.com account. All right. So that was nice seeing that that profit get up to 80 something thousand sitting out there, and it just when it got up here to around 37, 38 cents. So you can see now it's sitting at 28 cents. So that's still at 78%. All right. All right. Next we have so on the YieldMax group, weekly pairs, and let's see here. All right, so this is going to be the month of September coming up. So we got the what they call it, the target 12s that will be getting paid this coming week, and we have September also, which is going to be Group A. So Group A consists of these here. I don't have any here. Roblox RBLY should be getting its first dividend paid out. We'll see what kind of dividends it pay out. Could be good. The prior one was BR Barkey. It paid out the last time. So Barkley and um, Roblox are the two newest ones that have been added to Group A. I do have YBit, let's see, and Tesla. So I do have two positions in Group A. That's YBit and Tesla, and of course my weekly payouts are going to be OT and YMax. So it's going to be a small payout this week. Um, Other than in my cash account in Charles Schwab, we'll be getting the weekly payouts for Round Hill, HOOW and PLTW. All right. All right. So Divi Tracker. Divi Tracker, as you know, at one time we had this at 100 and what 77,000, and that's when Coney paid out 80 cents. So now that it paid out 34 cents, you can see there's a huge reduction in the annual estimation. It had about 14, 15,000, I think, averaging monthly dividends. Now we're just shy of 9,000 making monthly dividends, which is cool. I'm cool with that. All right. So let's see here. So that's September of. All right. So it's estimating here in the month of September that my biggest position, Coney, which is basing it on the prior dividend. So I wouldn't even give that too much weight. All right. So let's go to Snowball Analytics. Snowball Analytics has me making just over shy of $8,300. And the 12 forward next over the next 12 months, they saying 99,000 is potential income. All right. So my dividend position. So last week we got paid with Misty. So Misty, let's see, I got that over for enough. All right, so there we go. Total dividends received for Misty is $21,773,000. Profit and loss, we have profit of over $1,600, and we are down 10,000 in that account. But when you subtract the capital, that leaves me with total profit of $13,000. All right. The other position we had, what was it, SMCY? All right. So we are in total profit in this position. So that's dividends received is just over $3,000. We're down over $1,500 in this account, almost $1,600 in this account. Profit and loss stands at a negative 661, but that still leaves us a total profit of positive $791. All right, Ulti. We got total profit here of $221, and we received almost $3,000 in dividend from Ulti. Let's see, what else did we get? We got this yeah, I believe we got dividends Bitwise this week. So we are down in total profit in that. It's a negative $418. All right. I think we've gotten paid twice from this position. All right, so our other weekly ETF is going to be YieldMax. All right, so we received $280 in dividends. Our account is down $144, but we have total profit of $135. That's on the positive. Let's see here. What else did we get this week? I think we got Yeet. So we're down in Yeet. That's negative $66. I think that's it. It's probably forgetting something, am I? All right. But we're Coney. We're at total positive of total profit of 14,252. $14,252. All right, so we received 58,000 in dividends from Coney. Is that counting total or just year to date? I believe that's all time. All right, so we're down $45,000 in Coney, but we still have total profit of $14,000. Misty, I think we hit that one already. All right, so now let's do the Excel sheet. Probably should have done this earlier. All right, so our active income for the month of August was over $3,800, $3,825.28. All right, that brings our annual active income to $35,709. All right, minus tithes of $35.70. All right, so last week our dividends for the month of August stood at $8,272.63, and we got paid from Group D this week. So that brings our August total passive income to $10,406.23. That gives an annual total of $65,406.23. $592.63. When you combine my active income with my passive income, that's over $101,000, over $101,301.63. So our active average income for the year is at 4463.63, and our passive income average for the first 8 months is now at $8,199.08. All right. Our prior margin balance was at $111,570. It's now at $114,162 because we end up buying the 600 shares I had mentioned that I was going to buy for Coney. That's part of my strategy. We'll see how that works out. All right. All right. So our Robinhood Gold stands at $40. Our Robinhood interest year to date now is at $2,544. The last two interests was the prior month was 400 and something, and this month I believe was 500 and something. So that's basically almost $1,000 added to this. Other than that, it was pretty low. All right, so we're averaging $318 per month in Robinhood interest. All right, our Robinhood margin once again is at $114,162. All right, so our 401k loan, we are down to $22,270.40. Our total debt now stands at $313,019.99. So it's September 1st. Let's go ahead and put that in there. Right. So we can also see here in the month of August that the highest our debt has gotten in for me this year was $323,560. All right, so we've got a debt reduction of almost $13,000 here from August, from the middle of August to the 1st of September. All right, our interest of the first 6 months was at $13,279. The beginning of our second 6 months is at 6922.98 for a total interest year to date at $20,202, which is ridiculous, right? All right, so our Robinhood withdrawal year to date, no, deposit, excuse me. Oh, I forgot to add something in here. All right, so this week right here, I believe I've deposited, I believe I got in $20, I'm gonna say, and 50 cents, right? So what I did is, this is Hood month. I don't know if it's still showing. Let me see check my phone right here. But when you log in on your phone, your app, it may show it. It may show it on the. Let's see here. It's saying go. Yeah, so, but anyway, they had. Let me get logged in here. It does show still. It doesn't show on the desktop version, but on the mobile version, instead of this saying go, it says Hood month. So basically, if you click on that and you deposit any amount, anything like $1 or $5, that's considered an entry, and that's a chance to win some gold. So I decided to deposit $5 a day. I think I can't remember when the deadline is, but I decided to deposit $5 a day. I may continue to do that. I may not. Just have an opportunity to get some gold bars, right? Who wouldn't want that? All right, so our Robinhood withdrawals year to date now stands at $10,748 that I withdraw on the Robinhood account. All right, our Coney Our initial in capital now is at $126,207.20. We made $58,371 so far. And once we've cleared $67,838, we will be at a break even with our Coney position, and that'll be house money. With Misty, our initial investments at $26,142.60. We've made year to date, or not year to date, all time, $21,773.98. So once we get $4,368, that will be house money. So we just want to get through September. If history continues to repeat itself with September, it's going to be a down month. And so we can get through the month of September. And Misty is still down after that. And we started to make some recovery in some other positions. We'll add to our Misty position simply to get the dollar cost average. Why is it like what's $15 to $16? So I would definitely love to add to my Misty position to bring down my dollar cost average. I really don't want to, but it'd be nice to get it under $25. So that's something I'll keep on the back burner. All right, so that concludes all that. So now let's get to our Q&A section. All right. All right, first up here, I believe this, hold, let me back up. Let me make sure. I don't think there's anything. It's 10 days. Oh, yeah. All right, cool. All right, so this is week 51 video from this time last week. First up is Mr. Dennis. He said, "You're a Midwest brother. Thank you for the content. Did you know about the new ETF coming out called WePay on Roundhill? It's multiple ETFs in one. It will be coming out later. Have a blessed day." I said, "Thank you. I heard Spencer, that is Spencer Invest, speak on it. I don't remember all the details, but if what you're saying sounds like it's their version of YieldMax. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what it sounds like to me." Got Star says, "Okay, the only way to win is to watch your NAV erosion, but keep up with your distributions." I said, "Thank you, sir. We'll try to decrease it over the next 4 months." Miss Robinson says, "I would never date this person. He is broke and living like he's a millionaire. Get out of that, bro." I replied, "Yes, Miss Robinson, I am broke, but I'm not living like a millionaire. I'm pretty sure you have more assets than I do. This investment strategy is going to allow me to buy my mother a house and take care of other family members." Ms. Robinson also said, "I never buy on credit being margin that she speaks of. She says, I just stick to a budget." She got 3 likes on that. And I says, "I'm going for a millionaire status in about 2 to 3 years, Ms. Robinson. So the fastest way to get there is OPM, which is other people's money. It's a great strategy for investing." That's my opinion, not facts. All right. Jake says, "Am I reading this right? You started with $228,000 and have lost all the way down to $55,000. So this is a question." You got 3 likes there. Miss Robinson again said, "I would ignore this person and his videos. He is up to his neck in debt. 2 margin loan calls and talking about buying more on credit. Stupid." She got 3 likes on that. Jake said, "Oh, wow, really? I'm a dividend investor as well, just trying to get some advice." I said, "No, sir, Jake. I started with about 31,000 and I have debt of about over 300,000. And I said, "Come on, Miss Robinson, stick with me. Don't leave me yet. I'll have all this debt paid in no time. Just stick around and watch in no time." And I mean about a year and a half. Jake says, Wow. Okay. So does the dividends make up for the loss of stock value? We're thinking about investing roughly $100,000 into similar ETF. Just makes me nervous. I said, I would say that most of these ETF have not retained the initial capital. Some have, but a period of time it may not. If you're looking to keep your initial capital, these may not be the ETFs for you. Continue to do your homework. If you're looking for a total return, this may be it. If you're looking to retain your initial capital and appreciate and get dividends, this may not quite be what you're looking for. Not financial advice, just my opinion. Jake says, man, I'm seriously considering investing 100K into these ETFs. Debating if it's too risky or not. How much are you making a month? Oh, I didn't see that part. Are the dividends making up for the lost overall value? Let's see here. Uh, Liverville, USA says, yep, all live is risky. Even you right, 100%. It can go up and also can go down. I said I'm not a financial advisor, but you may want to speak with a financial advisor for investing 100,000 into these ETFs. I said now, with that being said, on my Robinhood portfolio, week 51, when you view the Excel portion, it shows that my average dividend is around 7,900 a month, and we just updated it. So now I think it's saying what 8,100 a month. Yep, almost 82. All right, so that's going to vary from month to month. It's going to be more, some months going to be less, depending on how the market. Excuse me. Jake says, I don't think financial advisors like these ETF, do they? I said, I would probably say they do not. I think they would like to see at least 3 years of history before considering these types of ETFs. Roll Up Bill says, yo, just wanted to say I appreciate your videos. He's got 2 likes. I said, thank you very much, Mr. Bill. Appreciate you taking the time out of your day to view my content, and I appreciate the feedback. My good friend Alan says, nice review. Let's navigate through September and then make money this fall. I says, I did buy 600 shares of Coney that I mentioned, and I am definitely going to try to keep my hands off the buy button for the next 4 months. The only caveat is if Coney regains 70% of its value or even half, that's going to put me in a serious situation to buy something. I need Robinhood to take the buy button from me. All right. OT, you only live once, says I'm stacking the dough on OT myself. Week 51 is definitely inspired. I just started myself. I said, you only live once. OT, I have 1,500 shares myself, even though it's probably going to be sometime away. I desire to have at least 10,000 shares and make that 10,600 shares at a dividend that pays 9 cents will give me about $1,000 a week. Avery Jackson says, man, how did you stay calm? See this, right? He said, man, how did you stay calm after losing $17,000? I said, Avery, I thank the Lord for Chris saying back in 2020 or 2021, he talked about taking the emotions out of investment, and it's taken a while to get there. And secondly, I haven't lost 17,000. That's just the value of my position down 17,000. I only lost 17,000 if I sell. Just like if the value of the account goes up to 24,000, I haven't gained 25,000 until I sell it. And that's what they call unrealized loss. It does become a realized loss until it doesn't. I should have said it doesn't. Type over there. It doesn't become a realized loss until I sell my position. Kelly says, great video. I'm just stacking cash until the end of the year. He got 2 likes on that video. 401 says, me too. I'm going to pay down my margin and save. And I said, yeah, I guess I have to do that to humble myself down and let the dividends pay some of that margin to a reasonable amount. Kelly says, great video. Why it does occasionally repeat. Gary says, I only have 1 brokerage account, but just curious as to why you have 2 brokerages account. Bank says 1 is to close, 1 is to close to 0. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. My reply was, I keep a brokerage account with Robinhood, Charles Schwab, Webull, Fidelity, Vanguard, E-Trade, and Moomoo that I can recall because each platform offers different strengths. No single brokerage does everything perfectly. And then I list some things here that speaks on diversification of platform, different strengths, access to unique products, promotion and benefits, security and flexibility. So in short, multiple accounts equals more tools, more security, more flexibility. It's like having a well-diversified investment tool instead of just relying on one tool. Love Your Life says, sadly, they are all dropping lower distribution compared to the last one. Sooner or later, that dude in the White House will stop trying to destroy the humanity and things will improve financially for us regular folks in this market. He got 3 likes on that. I said there are some truth to that. I'll look at it as a positive because you're able to get nice, huge discounts and use your opportunity to get into a position. I said it'll bring down your average cost. Red days, red days, red days. You gotta love them. All right. Next video. All right. So this is the video that I did with the new format with the announcing the distributions on Wednesday mornings. All right. So our first response here. Excuse me. All right. Is from the One Shot 78. He said presentation top notch. I said thank you, sir, for dropping in and viewing the content, trying to get better at it. Hopefully, I can continue improving. Thank you for your vote. All right, that's funny says, what is happening with Misty? The dividends and the share price are both going down. I said, not sure, haven't looked at Misty for why it's doing that. I'm not leaving it though, and I'm sure it's mostly about implied volatility. He got 2 likes on that video. All right, the main says, um, money, balance, put it in the bank. I say, yes, get in the money. Definitely is a balancing act, and let's get it to the bank. Love Your Life said the market is really hurting all the way around. I says, we just have to weather the storm and see these as buying opportunities for the stocks that are on discount. Uh, loves being rough on me. Loves being rough on me says CEPI is not a monthly ETF. I replied to him and to One Shot says yes, CPI is a monthly paying ETF. Love being rough on me. You had me questioning myself for a typo here. I provided a link where you could actually go to the site. And the One Shot says CEPI is monthly. Please post a link to where you found this information saying that it wasn't. Basically, is what he's saying. Curtis Washington says, really like the new format. I said, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Dividends, it. I guess that's what he's saying. Dividend, something else. He said, I hear you are changing your name. He said, I hear you are changing your name You are Round Hill Mindset at Round Hill Mindset. And I replied, someone has got a like, oh, I said, that is too funny. I haven't given that any thought yet because it's just a YieldMax mindset. He says, he was laughing. He said, if you DCA uh, dollar cost average 5 ETFs versus another 5 ETFs on Round Hill, will pay better with less NAV and decay and better payouts. But for granted shares TSYY 850 for 22 cents over a month, that's my ulti. And I replied, yes, I like some of the round hill ETFs. Curve ETFs are more likely the best when it comes to keeping the NAV. I've started a small position in round hill weeklies with HOOW and PLTW. I also like Bitwise ETF, ICOI, and IMRA. Let's see here. Bandon Hannah said, yes, I agree. I do like the new format. I like the way it shows the before and after results. She got 4 likes on her comment. And I said, thank you for viewing and watching the content. I really appreciate the feedback. Precision Defense says, another great video from YieldMax Specialists. I just started a YouTube channel for new investors, posted my first video on September the 1st. So he's got a video dropping tomorrow if everything holds out. Precision Defense, let us know what that YouTube channel is, and so we can go and watch and view your content. He's got 3 likes there. I said, Lord knows I'm not a specialist at this, but thank you, sir, and congratulations on stepping out and creating your YouTube channel. Best wishes for you. He says, the Lord knows you're a specialist. That's why he inputted the wisdom within you to give content to others. God never overwhelms those to whom he trusts. I said, God definitely knows his timing is perfect. But I thank you for the comment. Let's see here. A.V. Jackson says, so if I buy today, do I get paid Friday? I said, yes, sir. Kelly says, SMCY, Misty, Alton, Yeeth for a win. A.V. Jackson says, so I looked into SMCY. Payout is more than Alton, but they're monthly. If I pay them today, will I get payout next in 5 days? So if you had bought it on Wednesday before close, yes. Repeat. I don't know why it does that. My good friend Alan says, really like the new format, man. Good job. He got 3 likes on that. I said, thank you, Alan. I appreciate it. All right. Let's get to the shorts. All right. Let's go back here to this one. I don't think we need to go to this one, but let's check it out. It's 12 days ago. Our margin one here. All right. 360 says, what percentage of margin available do you use? And is it a 1-for-1 margin value available to you? Also notice Alex is heavily invested in Round Hill, which is what I personally chose to go with as they own the actual underlying versus YieldMax don't. I said not financial advice, but I currently using about 90% of my margin, which is a big no. So right now I am using 114,000 of 127. I like Round Hill, and I'll be getting more weeklies here shortly. All right. I'm not sure what's this name here, but 5395 says, this is what happens when you blindly copy someone else. And I says, warn them, don't follow me. Tapping in with O'Neill says, appreciate the transparency. Hopefully you're up from the pump today. I said, oh yeah, we're good. We survived the week. We'll see if we'll survive next week. All right, so this is all last week's content. 9 days, so all that's old. All right. Moving right along to the next one, which is this one. All right. Oti, you only live one says, nice. I said, thank you for dropping by, watching the content. Hernandez says, went from 30% gain to 60% gain in one day. The swings are crazy, I replied. My good friend Mike Lesser says, creeping back up the day, baby. We strong, sweet payday. He got 3 likes on that. I said, Jerome Powell came to the rescue, didn't he? He said, he sure did. I noticed that. Hernandez says, Powell is in charge of the overall stock market, no doubt. He got 3 likes on that. My friend Bean says, I'm trying to get Coney up to 10,000 shares. He got 1 like on that. I guess that's probably for me. Somebody said, why don't give your money for Jay to mismanage? I said, just be careful, man. I hope you got a strategy and yours doesn't look like mine's and Coney. Up to the right, not up to the left, says, no, man, I don't want to see my capital wind down little by little. YieldMax is not for me. All right, next we got this one. All right. Yule says, I've been, I've been, I've been, I've been, this couple, what is he saying? I've been in this for a couple of months, and this YieldMax ETF all have too much NAV erosion. Dividends don't add up. The more they pay, the more the stock loses its values. Let's wake up. This is a scam. This is not financial advice, just what I'm experiencing since April. I said, thank you for sharing your experience with these ETFs. I can say that I can say that they're not a scam from my personal experience, and I am not concerned about NAV erosion. I'm more of a total return. These may not be for everyone. These may not be everyone's cup of tea, but I love them. Sharon Success says, YieldMax. Just focus on YieldMax. I'm telling you, trust me, it's where the money is at. I says, I have no beef with YieldMax. Roberts says, how is your market value on Coney? 79,000, but your account only has 52,000 in it. All right. Someone replied, says simple margin. I says he's right. Watch the video link, which is a short from the video I dropped on Friday night. And when you get to the 1 minute 25-second mark, you'll see where the value is over $160,000 with margin. All right. Andrew says, I can't tell if you are crazy or a genius. And I found that to be very hilarious. I says, I absolutely love this comment. And if you're watching, Andrew, I absolutely loved it. He says, I absolutely love this comment. I'm definitely not a genius. I can tell you that I am not a genius. And if this doesn't work out, then you definitely can say I am crazy. Josh says, if the rate of loss is more than the dividend yield, then it's Cook City. I said, that is true. But in the long term, total return outweighs your initial and capital. Let's just capture these dividends. Your initial is just a holding place, in my opinion, not financial advice. Bitcoin Jose says, dude, you're bleeding money. You keep putting in. You could have bought 100 shares and been selling your own cover calls. You need help bad. He got 3 likes on that. Rally J says the market gonna come back. I says thank you for sharing. I don't do cover calls because I don't know how to do them yet. bleeding is only temporary. It's monthly income and it's long-term gain for me. And he went on to give some advice about cover calls, about getting in there. Right now, I just don't have the money to get into cover calls because you need at least 10K to do those, from my understanding. Um, I I will when I get spare time to watch videos. I know there's a ton of videos on cover calls, but I haven't found it to be simple. I guess I need to go do it on paper money. So right now, um, I just hadn't devoted any time to doing it or going and watch other videos because I do invest, right? But I do have a lot of other things outside investing and uploading videos that consumes a lot of my time other than work. I have some other things that I do in my personal life that consumes a lot of my time. One of those is being I guess you can say, a caregiver to my mother, which takes up a lot of my time with doctor's appointments and getting her the help that she needs and just looking after her. So I don't get to devote a lot of time that I would like to my investments, uh, but I'm do the best I can. Absolute Truity says, I'll sell it when it breaks even and reset a new average. You may go to a few months without the dividends, but you'll start a new position again and probably get there once BTC runs up again. Otherwise, you're going to keep pumping in cash to keep your average reasonable, as you don't want to get yourself into a black hole, especially with the dividend being lower and lower. And Raleigh says the market's gonna go back up. And I says, yes, that is something that I've considered doing when I break and I get to break even. It depends on how the market is moving and resetting or moving to another position. But I do want to get my dollar cost average low, so that if something so that is something that I'm considering that I can execute when with a minimum loss. I said, but then again, I'm here for the total return. And Coinbase, I don't, I do believe could hit $1,000 sometime in the future. And I said, Rally J, I believe with you 100%. I don't panic. All right. RAAA says, Coney, high risk. Why invest more? You down a lot. It's going to keep going lower until you lose all your capital and possibly stock split. Neither one of those concern me. I'm not concerned about the NAV because I'm there for total return. I'm not concerned about the split because so far Jay now said I'm not going to do it anymore. So I'm not worried about that because, for example, look at Murney. It is at $1.50 or $1.90. They haven't split it. I don't know. I guess if it gets less than $1, they may split it. I don't know, but we'll see. Um, how can you be this chill? Phil X93 said, "How can you be this chill?" And he got 5 likes. People wonder, how can you be this chill? Rally Jace once again says the market's gonna come back up. It's nothing to panic, and I feel with him. I says, uh, well, for instance, I've been down more than this, and I'm currently down way more than this in my AMC position. This is a drop in a bucket compared to the value. Once again, it's not a loss until I sell. The value just goes down. Um, and the market goes through its up and downs. It's just turbulence. Let's see here. This individual said he's down 45,000, laughing out loud. This individual says it's part of the game, kid. He gonna get it back, ups and downs. All right, double that. Let's see here. Shirley says, man, bro, be careful. I said, thank you, sir. Or ma'am, excuse me. Under investment. I said, thank you, sir. I would take that under advisement. It's always good to hear the voice of reason. My good friend Mike Lesser says, I loaded up on PLTY and Palantir today. My dude, The earnings have soared, plus the big divvy is around the corner. I said, dude, you're messing with my mind. Now you got me thinking about increasing my position in both, mainly because I wanted to increase my position. He says, the best time to do it. Glad my advice got you tripping. Some nights I don't sleep well because it's always on the hunt for the next big dividend in my thoughts, thinking what plays I will get next. It's kind of fun. He said, this edition is positive, at least unlike the casino. I says, buddy, I've had some time to think it over, and I'm going to have to let you run with that one, even though I think Palantir Hood and SoFi are gold mines. Platy will likely pay crazy dividends, and I have to catch it when I'm in a better position. And I says, I've heard about the casinos additions, addictions. I've never been to the casino to wager money, but I've heard the tales and seen the movies. All right. All right. So Bitcoin Jose says probably own some more money on margin. Probably owe some more money on margin. And I said I currently owe 114,000. If I sold Palantir, my position would be just 91,000. Daniel says, so do you know how much profit you've taken? I says, I technically haven't taken any profit. I've sold a few positions that I made some gain. I believe this month I may have made over $700 in profit when I sold off a few positions. Excuse me. I said, now I have withdrew almost $11,000 out of my Robinhood account year to date, but that would be considered borrowing. All right, Mike says, um, investing is like a roller coaster. Some weeks you get great, but others we want to throw up. I said, say it again, man. Say it again. Mike also says, what's up, what's up, investing homie? Give me the fist bump. He says, not sure if you've got some SMCY or not, but I chunked mine took a small loss and threw it all into HOOY. Man, I'm gonna tell you, HOOY and especially Hood, HOOD, man, I believe they're gonna take off in September and going to the rest of the year because we got Hood month. They're gonna introduce this new product for Robinhood. Man, I wish I had a lot of drop power. I would drop 10K in Hood. That's just my personal opinion, not financial advice. I says, I do have a position of about 140 shares. I think I'm down about $1,500. It's not a lot. I love me some Hootie. I try to be transparent so that even if I'm making mistakes or they can be they can see them and avoid them and hopefully grow from them myself. Appreciate you speaking. I love your ways of words. All right, so now we're down to a post. So let's see here. 3 days ago. All right. Win says ICOI is down 25% over the last month. So is IMR is down 15%. The funds did not increase in value. Your payout is return of capital. I said I'll take it plus the reduced stock price to add to my position. Mike says I got over $1,200 this month, brother. I said, man, you got a whole paycheck. You probably can take the rest of the week off. Rally J says, money, money, money. Let's get it. All right. All right. Mike Lester says, low divvy on Misty. This time around, it will pick up by the end of November. Uh, Misty is the GOAT and made me thousands of dollars, so I'll never drop it. I says, really? How long have you had Misty and seeing each other? How long have you had Misty? Misty has been seeing each other. I'm not sure what I was trying to say there. He said, I got it shortly after it came out, so I made many thousands of dollars off them. He said, I've sold a small position in Nvidia, though, to buy more of the new horses in town. I says, I call myself going to give Misty, what was I trying to say? I call myself going to into Misty a little. I don't know what I was trying to say, but I knew it. Oh, I was trying to say that I was going to get into Misty, but it flew off to $49, and I didn't get in until she came back down. He said Chronos. Crow token is on fire at crypto.com. I said, oh, he said, I feel you. He also said, cool to know, best bro. Thanks for the tip. I'll check it out. He said, I just checked it out. I It got ties to the orange man. I can't morally support anything connected to him. I said, he said, my number one rule is that where if a stock is uh, paying $1, I'll keep it as long as it pays $1. And then when it's under that, I will cut my portfolio, cut it, drop it. I said, I feel you. I've been in crows since um, back in 2018. Bitcoin says, when do you have to own it? When do you have to own it by? It's always Wednesday at 4 p.m. Roll up Bill, excuse me, says, I appreciate these posts every time you post them. Thank you. Make tracking payment so easy. I said, thank you, sir. Um, Feedback. Thank you for the feedback. Jake says, why haven't they released Salty Will Pay? Um, I said they just launched it on the 21st, so it's going to be several weeks, almost a month before they'll pay their first dividend. All right. Quentin says because Trump media is purchasing a trunk load of CRO. I said that's correct. They actually purchased for what 6.42 billion. Maurice says I thought this was a coin you created yourself. I said no. Would you have bought it? He said I hear you, but I don't know about this one, boss. Good pump though. All right. All right. Loss from Light says I just got $9 from OT. I get about a share and a half a week now though. I said, man, progress is progress, making your money make money for you. And that's what the goal of wealth is. All right. I think that's I think that's everything. All right. So this is YieldMax Mindset. You all enjoy your weekend off, your day off, if you happen to be fortunate to be off. Some of us have to work. All right. This is YieldMax Mindset. I am out.